Graines de reporters scientifiques. Une série de podcasts sur les enjeux de l'océan réalisés par des élèves francophones du monde entier, en partenariat avec la Fondation Tara Océan, le Centre pour l'éducation aux médias et à l'information, le ministère de l'Éducation nationale et de la jeunesse et l'Agence de l'enseignement français à l'étranger.
Thank you for tuning into Green Radio. Today's podcast is brought to you by the European class of Lycée Polyvalent Montmajour in Arles.
Hi everyone, we're excited to talk to you today. So Sarah, how many photos do you have on your phone?
About 5,000 maybe. Why?
Well, Sarah, did you know that all those photos could be contributing to the imbalance of the marine ecosystem?
No way. How's that possible?
That's exactly what we're going to explain today. And you, dear listeners, did you know that by simply listening to us, you're also actively contributing to this imbalance?
Terrible, but unfortunately true. We all use digital networks in our daily lives and store lots of photos and videos in the cloud.
The cloud is just a metaphor, since the internet belongs more to the lands and oceans than to the skies. The internet actually consists of tiny bits of codes moving all around the world, carrying along wires as thin as a strand of hair that lie on the ocean floor.
These cables carry more than 95% of international data. They are made of glass fibers through which laser-propelled data are nearly the speed of light.
Unfortunately, these cables and their installation can disturb marine life. They affect certain species, especially because of the electromagnetic fields they produce. Marine organisms like sharks and rays, which are sensitive to these fields, migrate along the continent, moving away from their natural habitats.
Another issue, installing and maintaining communication cables in oceans, is the resulting noise pollution.
Noise is a real concern, but not only because of cables. You forget another side of the internet, which is tremendous fossil energy consumption and offshore oil extraction. Oil drilling is another major source of noise, which disrupts communication between underwater species such as cetaceans, like whales or dolphins, and fish, and put their survival at risk. Indeed, they use sound to navigate using the principle of echolocation, but also to communicate, find food, reproduce, and interact with their environment.
But why would the internet require so much energy?
Because of data storage. All around the world, we use data centers to store data from photos, messages, videos, and more. To operate, they require enormous amounts of energy, not only to function, but also, above all, for their cooling, as they still rely on outdated air cooling systems.
If we consider all the data centers around the world, they consume a total of 416 billion kilowatt-hours of energy per year, which is more than the 300 billion kilowatt-hours required to power the entire United Kingdom around the clock.
As a result, most data centers rely on energy from fossil fuels and thus contributes to the global digital carbon footprint, which is substantial because there are 6.6 billion smartphone users worldwide, each smartphone producing over 300 kilograms of CO2 annually.
The more concerning consequence is rising sea levels due to water dilatation. It can result in flooding of coastal areas, forcing large populations to relocate and leading to the disappearance of large areas of farmland and accelerated coastal erosion.
Another direct issue is ocean acidification due to dissolution of acidic atmospheric CO2 in oceans. This acidity has a direct impact on calcifying marine organisms which depend on calcium carbonate, CaCO3, to form their shells and skeletons. If water becomes acidic, these organisms will develop thinner shells, be more vulnerable to predators, and endanger their ability to reproduce.
Global warming can also exacerbate extreme weather conditions, which induce an increase in water temperature and generate marine heat waves. Like an infernal loop, they also disrupt sea currents, which help to balance the climate, making the situation even worse.
But let's stay positive. Despite the severe impacts of our digital activity, there are solutions to reduce the ecological impacts of digital technology. On a large scale, one innovative idea is to place data centers underwater, creating more ecologically efficient cooling systems.
Large companies have already started experimenting with this approach. For instance, Microsoft launched Project Magic, which involves submerging data centers in the ocean.
On our scale, we can also help reduce our digital carbon footprints. First, you should declutter your phone storage, delete unused photos, old emails, and unnecessary messages. You can also minimize the use of cloud storage and thus reduce the amounts of data online. Another option consists of using fewer devices. Reducing the number of gadgets we use not only benefits the planet but also improves our well-being.
By adopting these measures, we can work toward reducing the environmental and ecological impact of digital technology while preserving marine ecosystems. Together, we can create a better balance by making informed choices.
When you surf on the internet, think about the planet.
C'était Graines de Reporters Scientifiques, une enquête sur les enjeux de l'océan. Retrouvez tous les podcasts audio et vidéo sur la plateforme lesdessous de l'océan.fondationtaraocéan.org.